Thank you for having me. Thank you, WBC, for having me. You know, it's a childhood dream. I mean, WBC is my dad was a big fan, and for me to sit here and be talking to you guys is it's an accomplishment for me. I'm a Chris van Heerden, former world IBO champion, um, 28 and 2 record, all the way from the Republic of South Africa, born and raised, now living and residing in Los Angeles. I go by the name of the Heat. Most people will know me by the Heat, and yeah, it's just an honor to be here. My father was a former professional fighter back in the 80s, and I grew up with boxing in the house. That was my dad's favorite thing to watch, favorite thing to talk about, and I was forced into boxing. You know, I didn't want to do it. I'm the smallest out of all my brothers, and my dad forced me to do it. Literally told me, "You will do it," and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why my dad was so hard on me until the age of 18. At the age of 18, my dad revealed to me why he was so hard on me, and that was because his dream and passion was to become a world champion. His dream and passion was to be part of boxing, and he could not fulfill the dream because of personal reasons. And he explained to me how he saw himself in me, and that's why he needed to be so hard on me, because he saw talent in me. Now, my dad was and still is the most exciting person I've ever had the pleasure to know and meet. My dad's my role model, my motivation, and I looked up to my dad. And for my dad to tell me that he believed in me, that changed my world. So at the age of 18, I decided that now I will do boxing for the right reasons. Because
And coming from South Africa, how is the boxing environment over there?
And to a point, that's why I'm here in LA today, in America, because I had role models. The White Buffalo Botha, Franz Botha, fought Mike Tyson, he fought everyone. Brian Mitchell. I had people to look up to that inspired me to fall in love with the sport, that represented South Africa in America. So that gave me a dream. And as life went on and time went on, less and less people were competing in America, less and less South Africans. And I won the IBO world title, defended it 3 times, had a very comfortable life back home, very comfortable. But I was very sad. I was very empty inside because I wanted to be here. I'm a guy of vision. I believe in vision, faith and vision. That's what I stand for. And my vision was to be here. And one day I just woke up one morning and I saw how backwards boxing, the amateur boxing, went in South Africa. And I asked the question, why? And I couldn't help but to come up with the fact that they have no role models. They have no one to look up to like I did. And I found my dad, which the only person that could keep me back home was my dad. And I found him and I said, "Dad," I said, "I want to go to America." I said, "How do you feel about it?" And he said, "My son, I will be the guy to drop you off at the airport." And that was it. My reason for coming here was to be a light of motivation, inspire the kids, the youth of boxing in South Africa, to look up to the television and see a South African with his flag competing in America, and inspire them and show them that it does not matter where you're from in this world. I don't care where you're from, but it comes down to what you believe in and what you're willing to put in, and how hard are you willing to work. Because this sport is a chapter of your life that you got to give it everything you have. And if you're willing to do that, it does not matter if you're from South Africa. It does not matter where you're from. You can achieve it. And that was my reason. And I came to America, and one fight at a time, one day at a time, I'm starting to influence a lot of kids back home. To this day, where I'm sitting right here now, right now, and my name is 10 times bigger than it's ever been in South Africa. I've inspired so many kids, and that gives me joy. It was about 4 months into it. I received a few letters from, I got to defend my world title. I didn't have the correct paperwork. I didn't have the correct management team, and long story short, I lost my world title. I got stripped from my world title. So I went from being a world champion to being not a world champion, like within a few months. Being here, I'm all about motivating people. So I'll put positive stuff out there. When my dad phones me and says, "My son, when are you fighting? How are you doing?" And I'll lie and I'll say, "Dad, it's coming, it's happening. Don't worry, I'm fine." But nothing was happening for me. I didn't have the right people around me. I didn't have the right connections. I lost my world title. I'm a man of faith. My religion comes first. I'm very strong into that. I believe in it. I pray, the power in prayer. But it came down to me not having money to eat for 2 days because I could not draw money, remember my bank account. And I was literally in the worst place ever. I went from being on top of the world to not being able to eat for 2 days. And I started blaming God. I did. I challenged, well, I blamed him. I said, how dare you forsake me? How dare you leave me? I lost everything. Look at me. I prayed to be here. I'm here. And then you leave me. And I was walking down Walsall Boulevard. And it was like I could hear his voice. And he said to me, Chris, I've never ever let you go. When is the last time you went on your knees and prayed? I'm getting goosebumps talking to you. When is the last time you included me in your choices in this world? When is the last time you asked me for help? And honestly, I could not remember. And I was like, I made you a promise when I was 18 years old. I said, I broke that promise. I said, I'll make it all about you and less about me. But I make it more all about me. And that, I went on my knees, I prayed very hard, I asked for forgiveness. And the very next day, everything started changing for me, believe it or not. Everything started changing. I got a phone call from Freddie Roach to come and assist Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was getting ready to fight, I think for the WBC World title. Miguel Cotto went to fight Sergio Martinez for the WBC World title. Freddie Roach gave me a phone call that next morning and said, you are a southpaw, you are quick, you kind of have his style, I need you to come in. And I did. And that was the best thing I've done. I was in a 7-week camp with Miguel Cotto as his main sparring partner, getting ready for that fight. My world started changing. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, people are taking note. Then I got the phone call from Evander Holyfield. And that was the WBC tournament, the welterweight WBC tournament that was going to take place. It's the green and gold. You've always wanted to be part of it. For me, I was very excited because I'm part of the green and gold. So much that they stand for, that I believe in. And I advanced to the semifinals. When I came to America in 2014, my idea was to walk into Top Rank's office and they'll pick me up. They didn't. I was shown away because of afterwards finding out that the management team, that the people that was handling me back then, didn't know what they were doing, over pitching, just trying to sell me. And Top Rank was like, well, to go try someone else. I never lost that vision. I never lost hope. I never lost faith that one day I'll be part of WBO.
You always
Top Rank.
saw yourself.
I saw it, even though I got turned away, even though I had all this negative press, I never lost that vision. After the Evander Holyfield tournament, my manager Peter Kahn said, I'll get you a Top Rank. I said, show me. And he got me a Top Rank. They picked me up. So everything, I've never lost that vision. And this is what I tell people: if you have a vision and you believe it, and you are willing to work enormously hard, and you're willing to cut out the negative people, the haters, the people that will tell you amount to nothing in this world, and you believe in yourself and in your craft and in faith, in prayer, you can achieve anything you put out there. Your desires are limitless. You can do it. And today I'm with Top Rank. Successfully had my second fight, and I believe something big is on its way. Being part of the WBC tournament, the whole thing they stood for, the whole organization, the whole way they did it. The 5 judges, the double MRI scans, everything, the safety about it, and the plan they had for us, getting the winner of the tournament would be top 10 ranking. I felt on top of the world being part of the green and gold, the WBC. Green and gold, the WBC is the belt everyone wants. It's just the belt everyone wants. And to be part of that tournament, to me, was amazing. It felt like an accomplishment for me. No other belt meant anything to my dad besides the WBC.
Why? Did he ever tell you why?
It was just, WBC was just the belt. He was always like, you gotta fight for the green and gold. You gotta win the green and gold. I fight. When I say I fight for my people, people need to know this. I fight for my people. When I say my people, whether it's black, whether it's white, I don't care what race it is. If you stand for love, for peace, and you want to see freedom, and you want to see just change, that's my people. It's not one specific race. It's people that want to see change.
Right.
And the sport, that's why I love sport so much. Sport has the power to change the world.
Definitely.
We've seen this so many times, where a sporting event makes any race hug out, love each other. And that's why, I do believe to some extent I have a voice to fight for my people that's living in fear in South Africa at the moment. Just what I stood for. Just what I stood for. That's it. That that he wanted to see change, that he fought for the right things. That's all. You know, you know, my to some point my boxing will speak for itself. But I want people not to remember me for that. I want them to remember me for what I tried to achieve and what I fought for. That's what I want to leave behind. I remember being 18 years old, seeing Fred Rhodes on the TV and said, "Dad, do you think one day I can make it there?" My dad said, "You can." "Dad, one day, Madison Square Garden," my dad said, "You can." I fought in Madison Square Garden with Fred Rhodes as my trainer.
Wow.
Because I believed it, no matter what. I believed it solely. I believed it so much that if you can see it and you believe it and you work extremely hard, you can do it. I fought in Madison Square Garden. Fred Rhodes is my trainer. I said one day I'll headline Vegas. I did that on CBS against Roy Jones Jr. fighter. I said one day I want to be in the gym with Manny Pacquiao and spar with the likes of Miguel Cotto, Canelo. I've done all of those things. I said one day I'll be with Top Rank and I'll fight for world title. Well, I'm with Top Rank and I'm going to fight for world title.